Our Raiders have been looking stellar through the first 2 weeks of the season. Our Aces are trying to get back on track, rallying behind MVP Asia Wilson. Now, could there be a return to UNLV fall sports? Maybe. And September and our lights, they don't correlate whatsoever. Episode 9 of Heat and Low starts now. So I love how the Raiders just slapped me in the face and said, you said we were going to start 1-5, we're 2-0. Props to you guys. They came off a big Monday night win against New Orleans Saints. Obviously, it was the debut of Allegiant Stadium. It looks so good. And Raiders, how does it feel to play on an actual football field? It must feel heavenly. Derek Carr had 3 touchdowns, threw for 282 yards. And there was a rushing touchdown scored by fullback Alec Ingold. None by Josh Jacobs. He had 88 yards off 27 carries. He had 3 touchdowns in week 1, but he did have some impressive runs that it took majority of the Saints to take him down. He is a beast. He is going to be the next big running back. I can already see it. He's only in year 2, and he's going to get better. And so they really look good. Nicholas Morrow had a defensive interception on Drew Brees. And yeah, I mean, the Raiders ended up, they trailed by 10 early. It was 10-0, then it was 17-7. They tied it up at 17 at half, and then they took the lead in the second half and never looked back. Was winning by 14. It was 31-17 at one point. So they scored 17 unanswered points, and then, few late touchdown by the Saints kind of made the score look a little closer than what it was. But the Raiders have been impressive so far. Let's see. Again, these next few games are still going to be tough. They're going to New England this Sunday, playing Cam or Slam Newton. That is John Gruden's nickname for Cam, just saying he's a power forward at the quarterback position. And it's true. Again, I think New England presents just a lot of unique challenges just by having Cam in the backfield. The defense is really going to be tested, but we'll see. They gave up 24 points to the Saints, which is pretty impressive because, the Saints are a high-scoring team. They gave up 30, though, to Carolina. So we'll see how they handle Cam and the Patriots, but I'm excited for what I've seen thus far. Now, this is the first time they started 2-0 since 2017. That year, they finished 6-10. When it comes to the Patriots, against Cam Newton, the Raiders have played them twice. They're 1-1 against them, but they haven't beat the Patriots since 2002. Good thing to note here, 2002 is when they went to the Super Bowl. They were the AFC champs that year, and they lost to the Buccaneers. But they were 11-5. They finished the season, and they won their division. They were first in the AFC West. So, to me, there seems to be some magic. If the Raiders can somehow beat the Patriots this Sunday, maybe we are looking at a magical season. I mean, in the past, again, because the last time they beat the Patriots, they went to the Super Bowl. Every other time they played them, they have lost, and they just haven't looked so good as a franchise. So this could really be big for them. Obviously every game is going to be big, because after this they take on the Bills, then they take on the Chiefs, which is going to be a big test, and then the Buccaneers, Tom Brady. And so it's like you're playing Tom Brady's former team this weekend, and then in a few weeks Tom's going to be like, how you guys doing? It's really me. But you'll be facing Bill Belichick, so you get the best of both worlds. I love what I've been seeing, though. Again, it feels so good to say Las Vegas Raiders. It would have been awesome to see fans in Allegiant Stadium. Obviously, I get it. I know. But I can't wait to see when it's at full capacity and the Raider Nation is just making noise. I know being in Las Vegas, everybody kind of has their own teams, and understandably so. Most people that reside here aren't from here. But you have a lot of, I mean, California is right next door. I see a lot of California plates when I drive around now, and I think that makes sense. A lot of people probably moved here from California after the Raiders have moved. So Las Vegas is really growing into its own. Eventually, we might get a basketball team. Who knows? I hope. Hopefully, the Phoenix Suns, my team, can come here. We could be the Las Vegas Suns. It makes sense. It's sunny. It's hot. Let's do it. It could be on heat and low. All that. No, but anyway, getting back to the Raiders. Really impressed. Derek Carr, he's been looking good again. It's just, he is the key to how the season is going to go, along with Josh Jacobs. He's running into his own. You got a lot with the wide receivers, Jalen Richard, you have Zay Jones, obviously Henry Ruggs III, Nelson Aguilar. So, and I said before the season, Derek Carr, this is a make or break year for you. And I think John Gruden has done a good job. I think John Gruden really needs to prove himself as well, kind of get back to the helm of, hey, I'm a good coach, I'm relevant. So I think it's a big test for everybody. A lot of people in this Raiders organization, specifically those two. Speaking of John Gruden, him and Sean Payton actually got fined for not wearing their mask properly. They joined a few other coaches that fell into the same boat. I mean, look, the NFL is being strict about this, rightfully so. Wear your mask, just like everybody else should. When you go out, wear your mask, not below the nose. Like, just let's wear it properly. I get it. I know it's not fun, but we can do it. So we'll see. This is again. I know last week, it's a big test with the Saints, and it was. But this week presents a lot of good challenges. If they can somehow get to Cam and stop the Patriots and win, just win, baby, Al Davis. Again, think about what happened in 2002. That was the last time they beat him. Went all the way to the Super Bowl. Won the AFC West. So Raiders, this could sway all odds, and obviously, as a Dolphins fan, well, you know what? I'm also a Raiders fan, but please, Patriots, I need them to lose. But in all seriousness, you guys have looked incredible. So keep up the great work and keep her. I don't know. So as you well know, that we have the MVP Asia Wilson on our Las Vegas Aces, and in game one it was pretty rough for her. Even though she still finished with 19 points, our Aces got beat by 25. They got handled. I don't want to say they got beat. They got handled, and they only had 25 points at half. A lot of that you got to credit Connecticut. They just came out and smothered the Aces, wouldn't let them do anything, and I mean, huge credit to them. They have no fear. They know that the Aces are the number 1 seed, they're the 7th seed, but they ain't got nothing to lose. And Jasmine Thomas of the Sun went off for 31 points, had 22 points in the first half, almost outscoring the Aces team by herself. And it was really rough again. Asia Wilson, Jackie Young, they were actually only 2 players to finish in double figures. And yes, to play Aces basketball, you need to go through Asia Wilson. But at the same time, my fear before the season started was, okay, we're going to put too much pressure on Asia Wilson and expect her to do everything. And that is what the Aces can't do. You go through her, you cultivate the offense around her, but at the same time, everybody else has a job to do, and they need to do their job. They don't just need to give it to Wilson and say, hey, go to work, and we'll kind of just stand around. It's like, no, you need to move, you need to cut, defense, everything kind of comes into play. And in game 2, they did a better job of that. Again, the Sun were right with them. Were leading most of the game. Unfortunately, they lost their power forward, Alyssa Thomas, in the first quarter. She did not return. Her status for the rest of the series is unknown. I feel bad about that. I never like to see players get injured. And so that was obviously a big blow to them. And it was a pretty close game, and then down the stretch, tied at 75, Asia Wilson took over. The Aces ended the game on an 8-0 run, and Asia Wilson was a huge part of that. Had some huge drives and ones, and she really kind of showed in that last minute, I want to say, or like minute and a half, that, hey, I'm the MVP, and people, I'm supposed to make big plays at big times, and that's exactly what she did. She willed the Aces to a desperate and an important Game 2 victory, because teams that were down 0-2, it's only a best-of-5 series, and they showed the stat that teams that were down 0-2 in a best-of-5 are 0-13, have never won. And they said a number 1 seed has never been down 0-2 in the semifinals or the finals, and I was like, oh, please, don't leave it to the Aces to make history. Don't leave it to Las Vegas. But Asia Wilson made sure that was not the case. Their next game is tonight, but by the time you hear this, it will have already happened. So Game 3 will have taken place. Hopefully that last win has mustered up some confidence, and they can just keep playing this way and outshine the Sun. It's supposed to be a pun. But yes, but seriously, because these victories are important, and the Storm got a buzzer beater win in Game 1 of their series against the Lynx. Nothing comes easy. Again, the Aces are the number 1 seed, the Sun are the 7th seed, but it doesn't matter. Nothing comes easy, and I'm sure the Aces now know that. I don't know if they were kind of sleeping on the Sun. They did have a week off before they played, which sometimes can be a detriment. They talk about that sometimes, of if you play more often, you have that rhythm. If you play and then you take some time off, sometimes it can disrupt it. So I don't know what it is. But again, Asia Wilson has been playing consistently. I didn't even tell you what she finished with: 29 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 blocks. Yes, that is a franchise record. Again, that's what I'm saying. She is showing why she is the MVP, and I'm hoping they can, win it all, because I think they are definitely talented enough. They went to the conference or the semifinals, semifinals, conference finals, whatever you want to call it. Last year, lost to the eventual champs, Washington Mystics, and I think they have enough to win it all. They just have to play proper Aces basketball, like I've been saying. So hopefully they keep it up. I'm proud of you ladies. And the whole thing with Breonna Taylor, I'm so sorry. I know you guys have been fighting. We will continue to fight for her justice, because she deserves it. So keep your heads up. UNLV, go fight, win. So initially, you might know that UNLV pushed their season back to spring of 2021 because of COVID, but other conferences decided not to. SEC, ACC, they decided to go ahead and play. And if you've been following, Notre Dame has postponed their game against Wake Forest because several players of their team have tested positive for COVID-19. So we're already seeing the effects kind of take into play, but obviously it's not going to stop everybody. So, but the Mountain West is in talks about returning, or actually starting this fall. They're planning to have a season, if all goes well, by the end of October. So the athletic directors met on Monday, and they discussed a schedule as well as testing plans. Now, the plan would need to be accepted by the league officials, who are supposed to make their vote by today, or it could be earlier. So you'll probably know by the time you hear this, or maybe sometime today, whether UNLV and the Mountain West is going to have a season or not. But the plan is to start on October 24th, play an 8-game season, and then finish off with a conference title game, Mountain West Conference title game on December 19th. And that would kind of put them in contention for a New York Six Bowl. So it would line them up with all the other teams to kind of, be in one of these bigger bowls. Now, the bowl situation is going to be interesting because, again, given all the teams that usually play, and then you have all the bowls. I don't know how that's going to work. Of course, you're still going to do the college football playoffs. The 1 through 4 teams are going to play each other, but it's just like, I guess, yeah, New York Six Bowls include like the Orange Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, Rose Bowl, stuff like that. So that would be cool if UNLV, would, I mean, hey, it's a modified season, but if UNLV played in like the Rose Bowl or something, wow! I mean, that's a huge step. Marcus Arroyo, remember, he was the offensive coordinator for the Oregon Ducks. He has come over. I think probably going to be similar to TJ. I kind of expect him to do big things, not right out the gate, but eventually, hopefully, get recruits and get people to come play for this university. And so yeah, that's the plan. It's very interesting. If this goes through, they would be the second conference to kind of reverse their schedule, or their settlement, I should say, because the Big Ten also did that. They were planning to play in spring, and obviously they started this last week. So it's very interesting. And again, like I said, we're already seeing it with Notre Dame that several of their players have tested positive. So I don't know. Will this go through? I mean, I guess selfishly, like, yes, I would like that. I would love for UNLV to get a chance to play with, especially the seniors and stuff. But at the same time, my biggest concern is as long as it's safe, as long as you do the constant testing and it's safe for everybody, then heck yeah, go for it. But so that's my biggest priority. I mean, of course, I want to see UNLV football, but at the same time, just make sure it is safe. But that is the news I wanted to share with you. Obviously, we will learn soon, if it has not been said already, whether this plan goes into effect or not. And I will continue to follow this story and keep you up to date. Quickly want to finish with our Las Oh my gosh, our Las Vegas Lights. September. Why have you not been kind to us? They have 3 games left against the LA Galaxy 2. And then Reno 1868, and then Orange County. They finish that next Saturday on October 3rd. I'm looking forward to next Wednesday. That's when we play Reno. Lights, if you don't win against the Galaxy or Orange County, please, it would be a successful season. Not really, but if you guys beat Reno, the Lights are 2-8. 2-8, and both of those victories came in August. I mean, oh my gosh, I'm distraught. But I'm with you. I love you so much. Thank you. I love you as well for joining me for another episode of Heat and Low. I will see you next time, hopefully with a Lights victory.